Well, good morning. How you doing? It's Sunday, and yeah, check that out. It's gonna be a Sunday. Wow, we're gonna get out for a bit of a ride. Not too far, but go here and there. It's about 33 degrees out right now, so it's pretty cool. The frost is out a little bit. There's a little bit of a fog, so we're gonna wait for a little while before we go out, but it's supposed to go up to about 45 or 46 today, and that's damn near tropical. Holy shit. So we got out for a couple rides, went to work a few times. Problem is, this time of year, quite often in the morning it'll be below freezing, and so there's a little bit of that frosty stuff on the roads, and by the afternoon it's beautiful. It's like 40 some odd, but end up leaving the bike at home. So if it's above freezing though and dry, then we take it out. And what I do, I'll show you what I do. You can see I've got it all covered up here. Try and get a bit of a view there. So we've got it covered up, and what I've got, lift the cover up here. Lift it up. And right here, I've got a little heater on it. See that red thing there? Got a little heater. It's got two settings on it. Works pretty good. It's got two settings. It's got 120 watts, which is basically like a light bulb. And the other setting, 240. I generally just leave it on 120. And it just keeps the engine a little bit warm. I mean, she'd start fine. You know, she'll start if it's below freezing. It doesn't matter, but it's just kind of hard on it, you know, so I try not to do that. I leave the little heater on, and she fires right up really fast. Only takes like half a minute. She's warmed up enough, ready to go, so it's pretty good. And what I'm going to talk about, you can see that there, that stupid sticker. It's actually expired now, but anyway, that was a safety inspection I had to get. And had to leave the sticker on for a year, supposed to. But I'm gonna peel that off pretty quick now. It's stuck on there really good, so I'm gonna have to get my heat gun out, I guess. Heat it up a little bit and peel it off. So anyway, that sticker was because some stupid cop pulled me over early in the morning. I'm heading to work, and it was soon after I got my bike back from being smashed up, being rear-ended by that car. So anyway, I had these accent lights, multicolor accent lights going, you know, so I'd be a little bit more visible, right? And this motorcycle cop pulled me over in the morning, and he says, "Hey, those accent lights, they're not DOT approved. You can't run them." I said, "Okay, like, I'll turn them off, you know?" So I turned them off. And then he says, "You know, I think it's a little bit noisy, your bike." And so he gets his tester out, and he sticks it like right up to the muffler. I mean, right to the end of the tailpipe. And it's supposed to be 21 inches away, according to spec. That's how they're supposed to test the decibel level. Anyway, he puts it right up there and he says, "See, it's too loud." And I mean, it was Screaming Eagle mufflers from Harley. They just put it on. You know, they had to replace my mufflers because I got rear-ended, right? And I told him, I said, "What are you talking about? Like, they're Harley mufflers." He said, no, they're too loud. Here, you have to get an inspection." So shit, I had to go, and it's like they have to do a full inspection, you know, front to back, everything, brakes, everything. So it's like an hour and a half at the Harley dealership to do that, and then I had to, you know, they submit that, and then everything's fine. But what a pain in the ass. I mean, what happened to the cops? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What happened to them over the years that they do shit like that? Like when I was about 13 years old, I guess, and my brother-in-law, he picked up this old motorcycle, and he knew I liked tinkering around with mechanical stuff and stuff like that. So he brought it over to my place, and he says, "Here, see if you can get this thing running for me." He said, "It doesn't have an air filter on it, because I haven't been able to find one yet, because it was an old bike. I forget what it was. It was 200 cc's, and back in that day, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good sized motor, right?" So anyway, I tinkered around with the thing, and I got it running good. And so I headed out down this country road, and it was a gravel road, but hard packed. So I'm zinging down the road, doing about 50 miles an hour, no helmet, no license. I'm 13 years old, and I'm humming down the road, and this cop pulls up behind me and puts his lights on. I don't know where the hell he came from. But anyway, so I pulled over, and he gets out, and he walks up to me, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, this is my brother-in-law's bike, and he asked me to see if I can get it running for him, and so I'm just test riding it, He looks at me and says, "Okay, be safe." And off he goes. Back I go zinging down the road. I mean, what's the big deal, right? I don't understand it. I mean, and even when I was like, a teenager and had muscle cars and shit like that, and there was a whole bunch of us, in the car club, and we're running around town, and the cops were good. I mean, even the young cops, and we knew them, and they knew us, and you could joke around with them and shit. I remember one cop, he was sitting in the parking lot at a mall, and I snuck up behind him, and he was doing something in his car, I don't know, paperwork or something. He had his window down, and I snuck up beside him, and I went up, and I went right up, poked him in the shoulder like that, and I said, "Stick him up!" Oh, he nearly shit his pants. He said, "Don't do that." But that's the way they were. What happened to them now? Holy shit, man. They're shooting people, like they're pulling people over, pulling their guns out, yelling at them, saying, "Do this, do that, blah, blah, blah." And the guy's just sitting there in his car. Like he's just been pulled over by a cop, and he's just sitting there, and he's like fearing for his life now. And then these cops pulling you over for stupid stuff and just writing ticket instead of saying, "Hey, like, those lights aren't allowed, so, you can't run them, okay? So turn them off, disconnect them." "Yeah, okay, thanks. I didn't know." Like, what happened to the cops, man? I don't know. Anyway, we'll go out for a short ride today and have a little bit of fun. That was my rant for the day. Hope everybody has a good time. Be happy. Be safe. See you again.